options. I've got options. Oh, I guess I should have done my little live stream, but whatever. Inshallah and Ashe, earthly blessings to you and for you. We have a new moon coming up, the season of Leo, birthing our heart's desires, feelings, and beliefs. Coming soon, we are tidying up on the Alliance Gate portal tomorrow, the closing of that grand door. And also, granddaddy wishes, anyone? And what are granddaddy wishes? So when the new moon is in your 11th house, the wishes are granddaddy grand. You get to make a wish every day, each morning, for like 30 days and probably 10 more to really kick it off. Just know that wording is just as important, actually, as the feeling, the words, and to be specific and actually be clear, so that the feeling behind the wishes flows through the words and it comes through those words. So words, especially with Mercury being in Virgo, I'm not even kidding. So use your intuition, use your words wisely, and after you have written them down, the written word, your written wish, it has to feel fantastic to you and for you, along with flowing through you. There's a lot of feel in there. And evoke feelings of peace and happiness and love and harmony and all the goods and the juiciness. So your wish is on target. It's in the flow, aligned with your highest of hearts and your feelings of like a bright galactic future. So it's in the end degrees of Leo, by the way. However, if it does not feel right, it does not feel like the wish, the dream belongs, it feels off in any way, I would actually put it in the sidecar. I would suggest that you shift the wording possibly, or maybe wait a lunar cycle like a reflector for it to percolate that particular wish, something like that. So for manifesting our dreams and wishes, or anything really, to land it in reality, one of the secrets, the sauce, is to build our belief system brick by brick. Sometimes we have to go through a brick and mortar, remove a brick, but a strong, centered, heartfelt belief is really at the core. And possibly any successful manifestation without a foundation, just like a house, the buildings of our dreams would kind of stand the risk of crumbling, falling flat, if you will, like a tower falls, crumbling on any other day. So foundation is a very galactic key asset. That's why you would want to really work on your belief. Make sure they are your beliefs, possibly as the first thing. Whenever you start really with any manifesting endeavor, but we've got a new moon, and the first step towards building and creating a strong belief, manifesting whatever that is kind of to do a check-in, to do a heart-centered vital check-in, vitality, energy circulation. Check your current beliefs around whatever it is. Usually it's around money, relationships, fame, career, those kinds of things. But put some thought-provoking questions to really ask yourself and kind of pay attention to your feelings as you ask them as well. I would probably invoke them, say them out loud, like, how do you feel about money? Are you usually heartily optimistic? Like, is your heart inspired? Is it optimistic when you think about your money situation? Or is it leading you, making your feelings make you feel low, leading down a struggling path? Or do you feel worthy of receiving money? Do you feel like you can even manifest large quotients or sums of money? Money is another form of energy. So those are just a few questions that you could use as specific kind of journaling prompts. Start writing your thoughts without thinking very much and just allowing your thoughts to flow out as words on paper. I'm seeing like automatic writing, journaling possibly. I kind of do flowers myself. And just fill out a few pages with your thoughts, random flowing. And once you are finished, give yourself a break and read all the things that you've actually written down, and then reflect on them. Like, do they resonate with you? And then, like, you'll receive the memo, the answers about your current trending, I guess I'll say, on money beliefs, because that's what I started with. Now, if you have positive beliefs around money, optimistic ones, particularly about your financial foundation, your situation, you're going to really go out there. You're probably in the perfect energy, frequency, vibration. You're a great candidate for creation in your manifestation. Myself, I am really holding the signature tone to really win the lottery, the jackpot. I'm not going to get into the reasons why. However, if your beliefs are mostly negative, then you really got to build your own foundation, brick by brick, layer by layer, wall by wall. So what does that mean? It means starting small. Little things really do turn into big things. It takes time and space. So starting small with your money manifestations, for example, any manifestation really, but usually we're in this weird loop, kind of bound by money in a weird way. And we manifest all the time. Just usually we're not even aware of it. So for fun, for experimental purposes, try just manifesting in your mind's eye, holding the tone of $100 bill and add a feeling. And then do 1,000 and so on and so forth. And in doing so, you gradually start moving upwards and also onwards. So the beginning of a manifestation into those larger amounts and quantities, larger each time. And this is really kind of one of the best kept, I don't even think it's a secret, of people who are kind of excelling or excellent in manifesting money. It's just energy, and you too could actually become one. The second secret sauce is to really shed off any energy that feels dissipating or desperate or hungry or lack, that kind of desperate sensation feeling energy. So if your heart, truly heartfelt, really wants to manifest something as the bounty, the blessing of an otherworldly funds, I'm going to go back with the lottery jackpot being the huge galactic winner, just saying, then you would naturally, organically, possibly feel a little kind of desperate about getting it as soon as possible, those possibilities. So it's kind of our basic foundation in our human nature. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, actually, holding the tone. But this is how we have been kind of wired, often sort of triggered since the beginning of time space, out in the Wild West or in the wild. I'm thinking of like civilizations, only the fittest survived, which really meant that we needed to be eager. We sometimes greedy, but it is that desperate kind of energy to get our share of resources in order to survive. It kind of reminds me of being in Africa, where the tribes go out to get the feast. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But even though we do live in a world where we really are overflowing with resources, even though at the time they seem to be burning away, we still have the innate conditioning in our bones of being kind of desperate, which has not kind of, it's still in our frequency, energy, vibration. It's not faded from our mind's eye, if you will. And that energy truly is the killer of the gift, the ultimate drop, if you will, that really kills our ability to manifest. All of our manifestations work on just basic fundamentals, the laws really of frequency, energy, vibration. Same with relationships. The energy we feel is the one we're going to attract into our life, because like attracts like. It feels in alignment. So if you feel any sort of kind of feeling desperation, lack, scarcity, about anything, all you're going to attract is more of that energy, more of the lack tone, the desperation, the dissipating energies. So I would get yourself in a fantastic state, a feeling of feeling fantastic about your wish. I would also meditate on it first thing in the morning, last thing before you go to bed. Hold the signature tone of it. And also the last and final is really kind of the charmer. It's about allowing the universe. The key truly is to leave it to the universe. Leave it to the altar on the universe. Leave the how to the universe. Like, I don't know the how, but I have faith in the great spirit, the universe. The universe always has my back. So for a second, just taking time and again space, it's in the pause. And let's just muse and reflect about this innate desire to win the lottery, the jackpot, the whole enchilada, whatever that is. Like, you have to ask yourself, do you really want to win the lottery? Because you really want to manifest loads of money without any effort. Like, what's the gift and the purpose, right? Like, what's the idea behind it? So if you allow yourself to really let go, allow all of the specifics, all the details, the specific way of winning the jackpot, that money, whatever the manifestation is, relationship, again, a house, a car, a boat, whatever. Instead, take a breath and just allow. It's like being in allowership, allowance, and focus on getting that amount somehow, whether you do get it through the lottery, I'm just saying, or through a massive career hike, or an inheritance. It really doesn't really matter the how. Or maybe, just maybe, your quotient, the universe might just give you property out of nowhere. You might get a check in the mail, just saying, an inheritance, a gift that you didn't see. So there is always abundance. There's infinite potentials, ways that the universe can really bring about our heart's authentic desires. However, we often limit the ways that the universe opens up to us by kind of trying to control and dictate the how. So we just want to really focus on attracting these universal funds, a universal bank account, I would say, and allowing the universe to decide the method of that delivery. So really the first thing is kind of a benefit is really in the allowing, the allowance, and let go of the how. So we're kind of surrendering our desire to the universe. And anybody who really understands manifesting would probably surely know about the magical power, literally, of the surrendering. It's like the surrendering to the suffering. You just don't know how it's going to happen. You got to get into the flow, possibly go to the waters, just saying. So it's kind of a bullseye way of manifesting our desires in really the least amount of time, how the universe kind of sees fit. It's in the allowance, where we just allow. And it's that aha moment. The second benefit, once we get into the allowance, the idea of letting go of the how and releasing that kind of desperate, kind of lack controlling energy as it vanishes and dissipates into thin air. So when you feel free, when you free yourself from all the gunk, all of that energy, all of that toxicity, you then become more open to receiving, being in receivership, allowing the flow of the positive energy that aligns you in bringing about your desires into this reality. Which in my example, I'm using the jackpot, the lottery, win big or go home kind of thing, winning huge amounts of money through the lottery. So just know that inner knowingness, our solar plexus, along with believing that if the universe is conspiring or conspirating in our favor, I kind of like that. And believe that if the universe has to move mountains to bring you the money, the gold, whatever it is your heart truly desires, it's going to do it. It has to use, sometimes it might bring a village, 10 people to bring the gift to you. It's going to do it. That's how vitally strong faith is a feeling. That's how it should be. And I myself have gone through this before manifesting, but it was the breakdown before I actually got to the breakthrough. So in the comments, what are some of your personal experiences about winning large sums of money or setting out a manifestation goal or something in general through different manifestation techniques? Did you hold the feeling tone? Just comment below your answers. The reason I'm going through this is I'm getting ready for the ebook. The ebook's almost ready for the Witcher's Way to Manifestation. So be sure to get on that wait list. And on the sidecar, the side note, the fires, I want to go back to Hawaii. Fires out of control, Hawaii. I mean, this is the heart on fire. Fire is consumerism, raging out of control. We are actually energetically, the earth is out of balance. We've got fires kind of all over. And in the West, we are consumers. We consume constantly. We kind of hoard. So it's really asking ourselves, where is our fire out of balance as a community, as a nation, country? So it's about going to the waters if you can and speak and invoking to those water spirits, how we can bring in some peace and some clarity, be specific. And if you know people consumed with having to actually possibly get over to Hawaii at the moment, I mean, take a breath and a pause. Just wow. There's some healing going on there into the land, I'm just saying. And it's kind of like reminding me when people get mad at like the pilot, when the plane doesn't get to take off on time because of a faulty engine, a door or whatever. Hawaii doesn't really need tourism there right now. They need some different kinds of healings. There is some healing. This kind of feels tribal to me, healing of the land. I'm just kind of musing here. So kind of taming our inner fires of consumerism and what that feels like. And so that was my little snippet of the day. Be sure to check out my musing moon meditation in Leo season. That's on the highway. And I'm going to have the Virgo Sacred Spirit Circle up soon as well. Working on that this weekend. And as usual, I'll see you on the other side. Blessings. Ashe.